Again, 2 Chinese athletes in this final, 2 from Ukraine as well. British athlete Afton Fitzhenry, you want to look out for also.
I think Afton likes these conditions. She did very well last year at the Under-23 Europeans in conditions like this.
So in lane 1 we have Germany's Johanna Handrick. She made the final of the Under-23 Worlds in 2016. Alongside her in lane 2, that's Gabriela Leditjova of Slovakia. She was a finalist in the C1 200s at the World Championships last year, as well as the finals of the C1 200 and C1 500 at both the Under-23 Worlds and Europeans. Then we have Anastasia Chetverikova of Ukraine, bronze medalist in the C2 500 at the Under-23 European Championships last year. Alongside her is Yang Yaju from China, just 18 years old. And alongside her is also China's Zhu Shizhao, gold medalist at the World Cup in Szeged last year. In lane 6, that's Ukraine's Ludmila Luzan, the reigning Under-23 European champion. She won back-to-back titles in 2017 and 2018. Lane 7, that's Magda Stani of Poland, a finalist at last year's World Championships. Great Britain's Afton Fitzhenry goes in lane 8. Bronze medalist in the C1 200 metres at last year's Under-23 European Championships. A real strong up-and-coming athlete for Great Britain. And out in lane 9, we will have Moldova's Maria Olarasu of Moldova there, who actually turns 19 on Tuesday. So as we saw earlier in the women's C1 200, again, C1 500 metres is getting more and more competitive with the introduction of women's canoe racing at the Olympic Games. That'll make its debut in Tokyo in 2020. Earlier on, we saw a gold medal for Laurence Vincent Lapointe of Canada in the C1 200. But the 500-metre athletes are ready to go. And they're underway, and it's a big, big start out there in lane 6. That's Ludmila Luzan of Ukraine, possibly the favourite for the gold medal here this afternoon, the reigning Under-23 European champion. Bronze at the Senior Europeans last year as well, and a former junior world champion. That was back in 2015, so the one that a lot of people will have their eyes on. She'll have a target on her back. From Zhu Shizhao of China, certainly. He's out in lane 5. You can see the waves, Jess, are really starting to pick up, and a few supporting strokes put in by the athletes there.
I think with the waves, they can turn your boat to different directions, so they're having to steer quite a bit.
Luzan there of Ukraine, some really deep, powerful strokes from her as they come up to the halfway mark in this race. She certainly doesn't look perturbed by the bumpy conditions. It's Luzan who has that boat length lead. But the race for silver is certainly on between Anastasia Chetverikova of Ukraine, her second race of the day after racing in the C1 200. They're through the 200-metre mark now, and this is going to be a very, very tight last 200 metres. Zhang of China is starting to close in on Luzan of Ukraine. The gap is certainly getting smaller. Zhu of China and Zhang of China in lanes 5 and lanes 4 now are up with Luzan of Ukraine. There is nothing to separate these 4 athletes out the front as we come into the last 100 metres. And you can really see the power now being put in by Zhang Yaju of China, the 18-year-old. But they're still going nose to nose. There is nothing to separate them. 50 meters to go. I could not call this one at all. It's Ji Shao of China now, who just edges in front of the lead. But Verikova of Ukraine looks like she will take the gold ahead of Xi Zhao of China. But I wouldn't like to put my money on it. We're really going to have to see the judge's decision on that finish there, because that was incredibly close.
That was a really good race. A lot changed in that as well. It was looking like, did you say Luzanne?
Luzanne, yeah. Ludmila Luzanne of Ukraine.
She looked way ahead, and then her teammate had a different race plan.
And Jess, how, does it change the psychology of the race when you have, you know, 4 people in a line? How hard is it to really focus on yourself?
I think if you use it to push yourself, so there's the motivation that I suspect that if there's 2 of you head to head, that the times are going to be faster if you use it to your advantage.
And here we have Ludmila Luzanne of Ukraine, and she had that really strong start. It looked like Shizhao Zhu of China was struggling a little bit with the bumps early on, but she certainly overcame that and pulled right back into the race. And there we have on the screen your gold medalist in the women's C1 500 meters, Anastasia Chetverikova of Ukraine. Such a close finish. And Zhu of China taking the silver, with Ludmila Luzanne, who led the race for so long, just slipping back into that bronze medal position. Really showing just how competitive this women's canoe boat racing really is. 2 Ukrainian athletes on the podium. They really have a lot of depth in both kayak racing and canoe racing. And you can see the wind is really causing them some problems over the finish line there. And coming up, we'll have the men's C2 500, the women's K2 500, and also the men's K1 500 as well. We've got some really exciting names to look out for, especially in the women's K2. Francis Manon, Ostons and Sarah Guillot, the reigning European champions, they'll be out on the course later on in the women's K2 500. Also the Slovenian pairing of Spela Ponomarenko-Janik and Anja Osterman. Interesting to see how Spela Ponomarenko-Janik performs, coming back from having her second child just a few months ago. That'll be, yeah, an amazing story for her if she can come back and get into the medals. But here we have the 2 medalists from Ukraine. Anastasia Chetverikova, who was in lane 3, she took the gold, and Ludmila Luzanne of Ukraine with the bronze. And we'll have a chance now to speak to
Anastasia. Congratulations, you beat your teammates, you've got a gold medal. How was that for you?
It's so good because I not understand what is finish. I quickly, and it's very good. So I'm happy.
You should be happy. Well done. Enjoy it.
Yes, of course. It's happy and all. It's funny because I not weather not good, and I don't know what I want, what I can do at this station. And when I finish, I understand what I win, and it's so cool.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
There's another athlete really stressing just how tough the conditions out there. It's so hard to gauge that when you're just looking at it, and it looks like a nice fast following wind, but yeah, as they say, really difficult for them out there. And Jess, from an athlete's perspective, what do the athletes think of racing at Poznan? We haven't been here in Poland for a canoe sprint international for 6 years. Is this a good place to come? What do people think of the venue and the water out there?
I think it's a really great venue, and it's a lovely lake. There's a lot going on around here, and normally, when I've been here in the past, it's not always cold. But there's mixed messages. I think there's been some really fast times that have been done here, and some people really enjoy it, and then other people might struggle. But it's a good challenge.
Well, we're just about to see the medal ceremony, the award ceremony.